Alright, hey guys, it's Treehouse ASMR here. Welcome up into the Treehouse. And today, we're gonna do a little fantasy football video. I know some of you guys play fantasy football. I know a lot of you guys watch football. I am continuing the fantasy football series. It is heading into week 3, and sadly, my team is 0-2. 0-2 is never where you want to be, and I'll give you guys a little peek into what my roster looks like. I don't think my roster is that bad. I know it's 0-2. 0-2 is terrible, but I'm not panicking yet. I am not panicking. This is my roster right here. We have a lot of news to talk about. I'll get into the news in about a second. I just want to give you guys a little idea of what my team looks like. I have Justin Herbert, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Devontae Adams, Rondale Moore, Darren Waller, Tyson Williams, which, I mean, I'm thinking about starting Tyson Williams, but I've probably just put Antonio Gibson in there. I'll just give you guys an idea of what my starters look like. Let me just fix this real quick. This is what my starters look like, usually. Justin Herbert, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith, Darren Waller, Antonio Gibson in the flex. So having Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon, and Antonio Gibson with Devontae Adams should be enough, I would think, to not be 0-2, and then also having Devontae Smith being a threat and Darren Waller. Like, I can't believe that this team is 0-2. I am just flabbergasted. But I guess that's just how it goes. And my bench has Daniel Jones, Tyson Williams, Rondale Moore, Corey Davis, Tim Patrick, and Tyler Higbee. Not the best bench, obviously. Daniel Jones is a little bit better than I thought he would be. But yeah, these are my starters. But let's get into some news, guys. We're not going to worry too much about being 0-2. I think this team can bounce back. But let's get into the news. If we go open up Safari, the Christian McCaffrey. Breaking news. Christian McCaffrey last night, today's Friday, Panthers played in a Thursday night game against the Texans. He left the game very fast with a hamstring injury, and he was ruled out of the game immediately. Fans everywhere were kind of freaking out, thinking that since he was ruled out of the game so fast, that it would be for good, that maybe he had a serious hamstring injury. But about an hour ago, Panthers received decent news on Christian McCaffrey's hamstring injury. It seems like it'll just be a few weeks. Maybe it was just a grade 1 hamstring injury. It's looking like it's going to be like a 3 to 4 to 5 week injury. It's not going to put him on injured reserve. They're going to try and avoid the injured reserve, which would put him out for 6 weeks. I think they're going to be looking at like the 4 to 5 week recovery for a grade 1. A good pickup would be Chuba Hubbard right there. Chuba Hubbard is a rookie. He seems pretty good. And funny thing is that I actually drafted Chuba Hubbard, but I ended up dropping him. I made some moves on my bench. I picked up Tyson Williams early in the year. Chuba Hubbard is going to be a big waiver wire claim for this week, because he's going to be in a starting running back role on the Carolina Panthers, who the Panthers actually look pretty good. And let's talk about Rondale Moore right now. So obviously I have Rondale Moore on my team. I actually drafted Rondale Moore, which is pretty cool. Honestly, I took a flyer on Rondale Moore late in the draft, and it looks like he's going to be a stud. Look, 10 points week 1, 28 points week 2, 8 targets, 5 targets, 7 catches on 8 targets, 88, 114, and a receiving touchdown. Rondale Moore is exciting to watch, and it's crazy that he did all of this, 28 points. He was only on the field for 40% of the snaps. He is not on the field barely ever. It seems like I was watching the Cardinals game, he's not out there on the field as much as he should be. If Cliff Kingsbury, who's the head coach of the Cardinals, wakes up and he needs to realize that Rondale Moore needs to be on the field a lot more. So if you were lucky enough to get Rondale Moore in your waiver claims this week, congratulations, you possibly have yourself a league winner. Let's just take another look. Look at the defenses that they're playing. The Titans, they've already played. The Titans are terrible on defense. The Minnesota Vikings, not a good defense. Jaguars, possibly the worst defense in the league. Then they play the Rams, who are good. San Francisco defense is terrible. The D-line, the defensive line of San Francisco is good, but the secondary on the 49ers is god-awful, which is great. Cleveland has been letting up a ton of points to wide receivers. The Houston Texans are awful. The Packers are awful on secondary. Like, they have some talent back there, like Alexander and all that, but teams are passing all over the Packers this year. Then they play the 49ers again, who are terrible. The Panthers have a good defense, but who's that rookie? J.C. Horn just broke his ankle last night. He has a broken foot. He's out. Seattle has a terrible secondary. Chicago, terrible secondary. Los Angeles is good, but they're in the division. Detroit, terrible. Dallas, terrible. Seattle, terrible. The Colts are decent. Look at this. This is Rondale Moore's season-long schedule, guys. This is a potential league winner. This really is a league winner if he turns out to be what he looks like he could be, guys. Potential league winner, Rondale Moore. So just talk about that real quick, and let's hop into so far we talked about Christian McCaffrey and let's see, Deandre Hopkins. So going a little deeper into the Rondale Moore news, it looks like Deandre Hopkins has a rib injury. He might have a few bruised ribs, maybe a broken rib. I don't think it's broken. I think it's just bruised. But DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best wide receivers in the entire NFL for the past few years. He, if I remember correctly, last year in the playoffs, he had the same rib injury, and he played with the injury, which usually when you see a player play through injuries like this, you'll see them in the pads on the field, and they'll have these big pads across their midsection, like Kevlar. It's Kevlar, pretty much. It's heavy. It slows them down. But they're able to play because they'll have extra protection. And it says right here, DeAndre Hopkins will be a game-time decision on Sunday. 39 minutes ago, Cardinals DeAndre Hopkins to be a game-time decision at Jaguars with injured rib. So, game-time decision, and we just talked about Rondale Moore. If DeAndre Hopkins ends up sitting out of this game, Rondale Moore to the moon. Rondale Moore could explode, have 35 or more fantasy points possibly with the way Kyler Murray has been playing. Yeah, guys, if DeAndre Hopkins sits out of this one, man, Rondale Moore is a must start. That is just crazy how things just hit a 180 right there. I drafted Rondale Moore thinking maybe I'll drop him if it doesn't work out. It was just a late round flyer, and I don't know, he could be really a league winner. So DeAndre Hopkins game time decision this week, which is pretty crazy. And then we got to get into the Dalvin Cook news, guys. Dalvin Cook last week, they lost the game on a heartbreaking missed field goal, but Dalvin Cook played pretty well, but he actually ended up getting injured twice in the game. He rolled his ankle, or he was like being held up at the line, and J.J. Watt came with like not a late tackle, but like a weird tackle where J.J. Watt ended up like diving into Dalvin Cook's ankles, and it twisted Dalvin Cook's ankle and body up pretty badly, and Dalvin Cook stayed down on the field for a little bit of while. I mean, I've never been a Dalvin Cook owner, but if you're a Dalvin Cook owner, you have to know that the ankle injury is coming. It's every single year that he hurts his ankle or his knee. It just sucks that it came this early into the year. So we could just jump into one of these articles real quick. Dalvin Cook racked up 148 all-purpose yards and a right ankle injury that was classified as a little sprain by Vikings coach. Despite Cook's injury, the Vikings still plan to use him as they normally would when they host the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday in their first game with the fans at US Bank Stadium. Cook was injured with 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. He was tackled low by J.J. Watt. He practiced, I guess. It says, let's see. Oh, he did not. Wednesday, and did not participate in practice. So, I mean, I guess they're saying that he's going to play, but he didn't practice. And it's now Friday. If you don't practice on Friday, you're not playing in the game. But, I mean, I guess some of these, like, superstar type players like Hopkins or Cook, I guess they don't really need practice as much as other players do. So, if you're a Dalvin Cook owner, and if he's got the green light to play, you can't bench him. You cannot bench Dalvin Cook. But it just sucks that he's hurt. Like, it's your first round pick. So there's that. The Dalvin Cook news. What else? Mccaffrey, Vikings, Hopkins. The Rondale Moore news. We could go back into the app real quick. There wasn't really too much other news I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe if I just go to all players and we'll scan through and see. We got Lamar Jackson. That's pretty big news. Lamar has an illness and he hurt his hip, but you can't bench Lamar Jackson with the upside he gives you. McCaffrey's definitely out. Travis Kelce obviously must start. There are some pretty juicy matchups this week. Like, Darren Waller is going to kill the Dolphins this week, I feel like. There's a few players that I'm looking to trade for. I actually started looking to trade for Mike Williams, and I actually sent out a trade. It was Rondale Moore for Mike Williams, straight up Mike Williams, wide receiver on the Chargers. And I sent the trade, and it was sitting there pending, and then I'm looking on Twitter, and I read that Deandre Hopkins rib injury. I went to my app, I canceled the trade. If Deandre Hopkins is not playing, or if he's going to be limited this week, I'm starting Rondale Moore. I'm not risking that trade, but I would like to do the stack of Justin Herbert with Mike Williams if I were able to make that trade. But I'll just show you guys what I'm going to end up doing. So these are my starters. I showed you this already. Devontae Smith, Monday night versus Dallas. He could explode. But, you know, I'm going to actually start Rondale Moore because if DeAndre Hopkins is going to be limited, Rondale Moore's snaps are going to go up. And it's versus Jacksonville. So Jacksonville is no threat. I'm pretty confident in the Rondale Moore start. And, I mean, Antonio Gibson versus the Buffalo Bills offensive line. I'm looking at Tyson Williams against the Lions, and I think that's a juicier matchup. I'm going to start Tyson Williams, so this is what I think I'm going to head into the week with. I know my team is 0-2. I don't like the Justin Herbert versus the Chiefs. Last year, Justin Herbert played the Chiefs one time. The first game the Chargers had against the Chiefs, it was the Tyrod Taylor game. Later in the year, the Chiefs ended up playing the Chargers, and it was a pretty close game. If I remember correctly, it was like a 21-20 game or something like that. But it's not like Justin Herbert plays too well, that good against the Chiefs. Honestly, I'd rather take the upside of Daniel Jones' rushing ability versus the poor Atlanta Falcons defense. And when I'm 0-2, so I feel like I have to take a risk. I need to get a win, guys. I need to get a win. I cannot go 0-3. I'm going to take the Daniel Jones versus Atlanta. Joe Mixon versus Pittsburgh, Alvin Kamara versus New England. Those are not very good matchups for my two starting running backs. New England is going to shut down Kamara. Bill Belichick is known for shutting down the opposing team's best player, which makes me very nervous about the output that Kamara will have. And Joe Mixon versus the defense of Pittsburgh is pretty good. Devontae Adams versus San Francisco. I'm expecting a big game from Adams. Darren Waller versus Miami. I'm expecting a big game from Darren Waller. Tyson Williams versus Detroit. Detroit Lions run defense is terrible. And my defense played last night. I honestly started the Panthers defense. Like everybody said, everybody thought the Carolina defense was a great start. They did well. 9 points is fine. But I really thought that the Carolina defense would be able to come out with like 15 points. I thought they would be able to get a few interceptions off of rookie quarterback Davis Mills. So yeah, we talked about the most of the big news that's happened this week. I'm thinking about making 2 more videos. I'm definitely making at least one more football video before Sunday 1 o'clock games start. I'm gonna be making who you guys should be starting. I'll be releasing that either Saturday night or Sunday morning, so look out for that, guys. I'll be going through multiple players who you guys should be starting ahead of the week 3 games. So thank you guys for watching. As always, guys, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 100 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. We're going to be doing a little 100 subscribers special once we hit that. And I'm having a blast making these NFL football, fantasy football videos for you guys. Let me know who's on your team, what decisions you guys have to make before week 3 starts, who you guys want to start, who you guys want to bench. Yeah, I'm always interested into seeing what you guys have. So, thank you guys. I'll be posting another video shortly. Today's Friday, so either tomorrow night or Sunday morning. So I'm gonna end the video here, guys. As always, take it easy, guys. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye, guys.